I keep saying this, like, I'm like a psychopath. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you can't be normal doing what I do. And so, like, everything to me is really big. And I'm able to dream bigger because I'm just like, nobody's stopping me but myself.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We have a fun one today for you. It is almost Valentine's Day, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we've got someone we love. So it's perfect timing. We love Flau'jae Johnson, and she is joining the show.
We're also going to be looking, Sue, at the numbers around high school basketball girls' participation, which is dropping, which is tough and kind of surprising. And we're just going to be throwing stuff at the wall today and trying to figure that out. But I feel like we have some good theories. But that is alarming at a time when women's sports is growing so much.
Yeah.
How is participation in girls basketball falling? So we're definitely going to take a look at that. That's really all we have for the intro. It's time to start the show. I'm Megan Rapinoe.
And I'm Sue Bird. This is A Touch More. Let's get into it. All right, first up in the check-in, like Megan said, we're going to talk a little bit about girls' high school basketball. The numbers are down. It is a little confusing considering the WNBA is booming. So we just wanted to touch on that. So first, let's look at the facts. The National Federation of State High School Association reports there is a 21% decline in participation across the country since 2000. Now, we want to recognize that these numbers aren't perfect. It's based on self-reporting, but there is another study that shows an even bigger decline, and this decline has been recorded since 2022. And by the way, there's also a decline among boys participating, which I feel like is going to inform something for me later, albeit a much smaller dip.
Oh.
Before I throw the first question to you, Megan, I also want to point out that not all places are seeing declines. It's growing in some places like Mississippi, but even in Caitlin Clark's home state of Iowa, ABC News report said the drop is bigger than most states. That actually really surprises me. But yeah, so the big question is why? So like right out the gate, first thoughts that come to mind when you hear a report like this.
I mean, A, is the reporting accurate? That's my first
it owns,
thing. But
I
think
it
it is. Yeah, it's a little, I mean, listen, we know the girls' dropout participation rate in sports and activities. There's definitely something to that. Right off the dome, it's like, are multiple sports sort of splintering off? Like, are more sports being more accessible and getting, more participation, whether that's, soccer, basketball, flag football, which we talked to Deanna Flores, a couple weeks ago. Is it volleyball? I've heard that, kind of theory. Is there just more available? And so, less concentration of that. Mm-hmm. Another thing I had a thought about, I thought about this because of just the drumbeat that it is in women's soccer of like youth investment and the kind of feeder system or the academy system. Obviously a bunch of young NWSL players are being signed, and there is just such a, Michelle Kang's huge investment into youth soccer and into kind of the next generation. Like, is it just more in the focus for women's soccer? Has that been a priority? Whereas in basketball, I don't think they ever had an issue around producing great players in that feeder system, and it was AAU. So maybe it's like a little bit of drop there. Like, not like took the eye off the ball, but like maybe there just needs to be a bigger investment into a sort of like national, developmental, not girls' league, but just kind of the idea around young kids developing and participation.
Yeah, I do think there's a whole bucket full of variables. There's a lot of different things happening at the same time, and it's hard to just pull one out and say that's the reason. Mm-hmm. As far as youth investment, yeah, it's possible. What I would just throw into this bucket and add to what you're saying is, I think because women's basketball is starting to kaboom, it's actually becoming, the trickle down is that it's becoming like more of a business sooner than it ever has. So when I think about my experience, like you joined your AAU team or whatever team it was, and like those were your ride or dies, and you stayed with them for year after year after year. And slowly but surely, it's become more of like joining AAU teams for the purpose of what tournament can we get into, which costs money, right? Can I get into this tournament? What college coaches are going where to why? It's just become more of a business. And to be honest, really similar to how the men's like youth system is in basketball, which, God, I don't even know the intricacies, as you can tell, but it's kind of, from what I hear, sometimes there's shoe companies involved, right? Like maybe I'm on a Nike team, and so this is the Nike tournament. I play in the EYBL, which is like the youth league that Nike has. So those are the tournaments you play in. And so that can kind of dictate things. But interestingly, I think because the WNBA is booming and because the business of women's basketball is booming, the trickle down is that the youth sports become more like a business because they're trying to get there. They're trying to make money. They're trying to be professionals. They're trying to get a college scholarship to make this money. And I think what happens is those that aren't going to make it in that way, who aren't as serious, can then now choose from other sports. So I think you made a great point. I think there's other sports to choose from. So if basketball's not hitting, it's like I got other options. But I do think the ones that are serious about basketball still stick. And then at the same time, before I throw it back to you, I have been hearing that some athletes, like people who are good at both basketball and volleyball, there has been like a little bit of a lean towards volleyball. You know, do I know the answer? I have no idea. Some say like basketball is more masculine. And so that's why some people lean towards volleyball who want to be in a more feminine league. I've definitely heard that. But it's like, it's hard to pick out one thing. It's hard to pick out one thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's worth it to like zoom out, and there's like two things that I'm thinking about, and you know, it's sort of chicken or egg. I'm not really sure which one it is, but it's like the system and the structure of youth sports has become so monetization driven.
Yeah.
So there's that part.
They're
all
turning
pay to
it,
play.
Yeah, they're turning it into a job before it needs to be a job.
Right.
It's not exactly like apples to apples to a job, but I think that turns some kids off.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, absolutely. Well, the entire focus then shifts from participation in sports, which comes with obviously a whole host of benefits. We're talking self-confidence, you know, physical, you know, exertion and being able to like move your body and understand your body that's like good for you, teamwork, friendship, conflict resolution, you know, just like general participation in a community as a kid where you're having to, you know, work on a team and play and have fun, and all of that turns that from like, okay, how much is the director of coaching getting paid and how are they going to monetize this? And you talked about the tournaments. Are the shoe brands getting involved? You know, the personal coaches of it all. And then it becomes like, how much money can we make out of this? And the way that I think they're making money and they're selling this total pipe dream is like, oh, you could get to college or you could be a pro. When in reality, so they're selling that to the 99.9%.
Yeah.
When in reality, I mean, I never had a personal coach. I don't know if you had a personal coach. I would guarantee that the majority of people our age never had a personal coach. Our asses were out on the playground playing one-on-one. I can't even tell you the amount of hours Rachel and I played one-on-one, literally everything together, pickup, soccer, basketball, football, baseball. Like we were literally doing everything. So we're selling this all to the 99% that's never, ever, ever going pro. And for the majority of them, you can tell that very early on. And so you're taking the benefits of sport and joy and whatever and putting it through this framework where the kids are feeling potentially like they're failing, or it's just like honestly not that fun. The parents are spending so much money.
Pressure.
Yeah, it's a ton of pressure. And then I want to get to the parents too, because we can't let these people off the hook. They are responsible for their children and they are adults. Have they completely lost the plot? I'm serious.
Again, it's hard
like
to make
collectively.
Like some blanket statement. I think there is a category of parent that has lost the plot, that puts entirely too much pressure on their kid to be great because it leads to, you know, X, Y, and Z, a professional career, college scholarship. They create an environment at such a young age. And that's kind of what I mean when I say they turn it into a job before it needs to be a job. Like to have a child feel like they have to hit certain like standards or bars in order to feel valued is, I feel like, a tough framework. I feel like children generally are gonna, I don't know, be like, they're gonna reject that. They're not gonna want that. It just doesn't seem to work out well. I mean, I see a little bit of it. Obviously, I have nieces. We have friends who have kids. Like, so I'm kind of tapped into youth basketball-ish. But one thing I do know is there is a business aspect of this, where, you know, there can be people running leagues or people with facilities who are trying to rent their spaces out, and they cater to the 99% you're talking about. They're literally, for those that know craps, they're the people that are betting the do not pass line. Okay. They're going with the house. They're basically saying, like, there's more kids who aren't going to be pro. Let me cater my business towards that, which makes sense. But then what is the messaging, right? And when you tie that back to parents, like, how much is the parent like pushing them into this and wanting them to take the extra lessons or be in multiple leagues? I think it's just a lot. And we have already talked about this on the show like multiple times. Like, these kids are on so many teams. I don't remember being on that many teams. And
oh my God, it's
simultaneously,
crazy. Who's got the time?
I felt like I was on a lot of teams, but not in comparison to what we're seeing now. Yeah, like, remind me, how many teams were you on growing up?
Like one at a time.
But like sometimes they were at the same time.
All year round. Pretty much.
I think I was on 2 at a time.
High school basketball overlapped with my club soccer. And so that was on club soccer was kind of all year round. And then I did basketball and track in high school. And those were kind of like, you know, supplemental and sort of in the same time. But I tell you what I wasn't doing is practicing 7 times a week on 3 different teams and going from one practice to another and playing 14 games on the weekends. Like,
yeah,
that's insane.
I think I was on consistently from childhood, like literally, let's call it, you know, 1st, 2nd grade, consistently on 2 teams in basketball, 2 teams in soccer. And then every now and then I did some track. But
like
that was
your
like pretty
school
consistent.
Team and
my
your
club team.
Travel team.
Yeah. But before school teams.
Yeah.
So let's start elementary school. I had a like local league I was in where I only played kids in Syosset. And then we had a team in Syosset that was a travel team that played against other towns on Long Island. 2 teams. And that was both basically soccer and basketball. Then you get to middle school, and now the school teams start to enter, but you start to leave the local league behind. Because first of all, I don't even think they have it for middle schoolers. So you start to leave that behind.
Yes.
And then from that point on, consistently a school team and a club team. But it kind of circles back on what I was saying. It's like, there's just all these different ways in which the AAU teams work and the clubs teams work. And it kind of forces you to be on all these different teams. Something else I want to bring up and get your opinion on. I've already expressed my opinion. I do think basketball, since we're talking about that specifically, is a harder sport for younger kids. Like, you can see it. I see it with my nieces. When they're like 5, 6, 7 years old, they immediately start playing on 10-foot hoop. And whether girls and boys, like, it is not easy for them to reach that. Okay? The defense is just so much better than the offense because the defense is just moving. The defense is just a lot of movement. You know, they don't know where they're going. My favorite is when they guard, you know, man to man, player to player, and they're just like solely focused. It's the best. But the defense is better than the offense because they just don't have enough strength to do the offensive things. They can't pass it far, and they obviously can't shoot it. So it's just, I think it's like discouraging for kids who can't have any success. And I have seen in my nieces that soccer early was like more of their favorite sport. I think you can play that at an early age and have more taste of success. There's some success in there. But then as you get older for them, it's not that it's shifted to basketball, but it's kind of more even. And then I think you get into late middle school, high school, and now you know what you actually like. So that's something I'm also seeing, which, by the way, is why I love flag football. And I do know that they can't throw it, but they can run around like crazy. And that's really what flag football is. And that's what I love about flag football entering the picture for girls. Do you have anything to add to that?
I totally agree. I think the barrier of entry of like, even being able to function as a basketball player is higher than soccer. Soccer, you're running around, you're swinging your leg. That's the majority of you. Running
You heard
around,
it here
swinging your
first,
leg.
folks.
Running around, you're swinging your leg.
She just acknowledged it. I can't wait.
I did. I wonder though, I mean, this is making me think like, should basketball in general, boys and girls, should it be more of like a 3-on-3 on a smaller court for the time that they're younger? There's more space. I mean, listen, the court is what it is, and they spend their time in like a 5x5 and everybody is like on top of each other. And you're right. They can't throw it far. They can cover distance and ground and space and run faster than they could ever throw it.
Yeah.
They can't shoot it from literally outside the key. And they can't even get close to the key because you got some kid freaking all over them. So maybe it's more of like a 3v3 or a different, rules or something. I mean, I know they have like no pressing rules and stuff like that, but no, I totally
hate
agree
when
with
teams
you.
press at that age.
Listen, soccer's in a bigger space too. You can kick it far. You can run around. I think there's more like ability to do that.
Well, can I throw something at you?
Yeah, for sure.
Is there something to, in soccer, there not being a ton of goals? So there's not a frustration when you're only scoring 1 or 2? Because when I turn on a national team game, they're only scoring 1 or 2. Whereas basketball, I mean, let's be honest, if you've ever been to a little kid game, I mean, you're leaving there, you're lucky if they get to 10. Like we're talking final score, 12-5. And that's like high scoring. It's tough. A lot of jump balls.
Shooting percentage, 10.
A lot of jump balls.
10.
Shout out to Boots, who every time she goes, she texts me a running tally of the jump balls. It's like you have more jump balls than you do points. And I think that can be discouraging.
Yeah.
So, and in soccer, they score a couple goals, they feel great. And there's no other pressure to quote unquote score otherwise.
Yeah. I want to bring it back to one thing on the parents because I don't want to just dunk on them completely, but I do think that they are part of the problem and like they're getting lost up in the sauce. And I do think that they have, me speaking as a non-parent without kids, without feeling the pressure. So all the parents are going to be like, literally. But I do think there is some sort of responsibility to like simultaneously keep your kids' dreams alive. And of course, and also like be realistic with them about like what the deal is. Not that you need to like cap their potential, but also not feed into this lie that is youth sports that if you work hard and have a trainer and pay this and blah, 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 and do all these things, you'll get to have a scholarship or you'll get to do this. I think that is like such a lie in youth sports that needs to like be totally dismantled. And I think parents get caught up in that.
I think you need to tell the Mammers story.
Which one?
Sorry, Austin.
This is so funny. This poor child. He grew up, obviously, I'm his sister. Rach is his sister. And we both got college scholarships. I went on to have the career I had. Rach played a little bit professionally, but both exceptional 1% of 1% players.
What's that NCAA commercial? Like 99.9% of people go pro in something else. It's like to highlight you need your education.
Exactly. And, Mammer, she's always down for
you guys were in the point.
She's always down for some real talk, which honestly, this is what I'm talking about. It's like he came to her at one point. It was like, is he going to be on a travel team? I think he did travel team for a little bit. He liked playing soccer a lot. I think he, obviously he's like getting access to see an Olympics and a World Cup. And like, of course he wants to do that. And he's like, I want to play in this travel team. Like I want to be in a World Cup one day too. Like I want to play professional soccer. And she goes, well, you're going to have to get a lot better. But also to her point, she was like, and you know what? You're going to have to care about it a lot more and train and like practice a lot more, and not in the way of like, no, I'm not getting you a trainer and dragging you around and do it. Like, I don't even see you going out there and like loving it and training, whatever. But listen, some real talk from Mammers. I do want to bring up one point that, and I feel similarly about this as I do to kids with phones and social media. If your kid is the only one not having a phone or social media, the ostracization of that is harmful, and that's really hard for kids. And so I understand parents who are like forced into this system that is youth sports now, where like you're doing travel team when they're, freaking 7, 8, 9 years old. That's insane. Who has this time and money and all that? It's like not worth it. And you're kind of like, if you don't do that, they're like, what else are you going to do? There's not a lot of options because the entire system has become this monetization, specialization, which we haven't even talked about, which I want to hear your thoughts on that. Because
we already know. Honestly, we've talked about it on
for a very long time.
We've talked about it on the pod before. We're both anti-specialization. That's it.
Yeah, but
let your kid play multiple things.
Yeah, but I do feel bad for parents in the place that they're caught in. And I think parents just get themselves tied in knots. Honestly, it's making me think a little bit of the exclusion of trans kids in sports, because a lot of what I hear is like, oh, you're going to take away my child's opportunity to play in the WNBA. And it's
not even WNBA, just like in their local leagues. Or sorry, in their school teams.
Like everybody can participate. And if your child is going to be in some sort of the league, they're going to get there. Like, don't worry about that. But there's like a scarcity and just like a fear and a terror and like an insanity that's happening with parents where they're just like, I have to do all of this or else my kid's not going to make it to the, and I'm like, well, newsflash, they're probably not going to. Love ya. Sports are amazing and everybody should be able to play, and the benefits you're going to get tenfold, whether you're professional or not, or even close to that.
One thing you said that I wanted to circle back on was kind of like, there's now like a little bit of a financial barrier. And that's what I meant earlier when I was here. Like I hear things about AAU and the cost. And I think there's something to like some kids who don't have the finances to get into these leagues. Like they just can't play. They have nowhere to play now. It was not that expensive to play in like my local league. And it should never be. That should never be what keeps kids out.
I do think that was something that contributed to the drumbeat of like investing in youth sports at a young age in soccer, because it has been cost prohibitive for a long time, and it was cost prohibitive to me. Like
your guys' stuff. What I learned from you was that if you played on you call it a Class 1 club team, it meant you were paying a fee to U.S. Soccer. My mind was blown. I had no idea. Now, don't get me wrong. I know growing up, there was like certain fees that had to get paid to play in certain tournaments.
Yeah.
But to U.S. Soccer, that just was like, I don't know what, it just felt strange to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's all part of this system that's like pay to play, but then it doesn't give you a lot back. Yeah, I mean, you're paying a fee just to like get in the door. Then you're paying for everything else. You're paying for uniforms, you're paying for your travel, you're paying for your airfare, you're paying for, like, my family definitely couldn't afford us, and there's 2 of us. So like, shout out to the Valentinis. This family that was our managers, but also like basically took us in and we're like, yeah, we can see that. And the thing is, like, we were great. And so there was like, okay, these kids are great. Like they need to play. But just because you're not great, you can't play. Like you're totally cut out and there's no opportunity to play.
My dad helped one of my teammates out similarly.
It was
like, she was great and she needed opportunity. That's all it was.
Yeah. I mean, I bet there's so many kids that are like that. So
wait. Yeah, so you bring up your development, your growing up. Why did you end up choosing soccer? Was it always soccer? Were there other sports that were contending?
I mean, I think I loved basketball so much. I think that was like it's my first love. But, it wasn't good enough. So I think I was like, I love soccer too, though. But we just played everything. And then it was like, we're great in soccer. Obviously, we're going to like continue.
So did you choose soccer? Or did soccer choose you? Like, is it because you were great or is it because you wanted it? And it could be both.
I think a little bit of both. I mean, we were just like good. There was opportunities for us to play AAU basketball, and the teams really wanted us, and we really wanted to play, but it like got in the way with soccer. And we were like, I think we just sort of intuitively in some sort of way, whether my parents were actually saying it out loud or it was always like, okay, we're great at this, and we can play. So I feel like both. We chose soccer and soccer chose us, and that was going to be the thing that like we could go further in and play.
Do you think?
But definitely, I mean, we played all the sports.
Do you think like the idea of becoming a professional impacted that decision at all? Or was it
I was just talking to Rach about this yesterday. She was like, we never talked about going pro. What? What are you talking about? I know. I'm like, I know.
Well, there wasn't a league.
Yeah, there wasn't a league. I mean, yeah, when we were kids, we were like, we want to be in the Olympics. Like, yes, of course. After, Men's World Cup was here in 1994. I was, 9, 10 years old. Women's World Cup, 1999. I'm 13, 14 years old. Yes. Then I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I don't know what that means, but I want to do that. But for us, it was like, especially, once we first started getting letters for college, it was like, oh my God, we can get our college paid for. This is like, we jackpot. This is like the whole, like, and I think for my parents too, they were like, oh my God, okay, we're doing this grind because like they can get their education paid for. And that's like going to be the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what about you? Because I think you were better at soccer than I was at basketball. And obviously you're, better at basketball than I am at soccer, which we don't even need to talk about. That's fine. But you were better at soccer than I was at basketball growing up. So like, what was your thought process around? Did basketball choose you or did you choose basketball?
I think sports chose me. I just was like sports till I die. And then as it turned out, I did everything growing up. And then you get to, let's go entering high school. I actually did basketball, soccer, and track when I was at Syosset, but then track started to get in the way of soccer. So by my sophomore year, it was just basketball and track. Now I'm starting to get recruited in both. Definitely leaning towards basketball. And then when I transferred to Christ the King, as my story goes, they didn't have a soccer team. I knew that going in. And now I'm like full on basketball, and that's that. Mm-hmm. But it was like neck and neck, probably up until entering high school. And then anytime, and this tells the story similar to what you said, anytime there was a conflict, I chose basketball.
Yeah, same.
And I don't think it was because, I don't think there was a conscious thought of, this is my path, this is my future. But looking back, there were some moments, I've talked about this, often, especially even more recently being like the last couple years, because I went to a women's national team game for USA Basketball, like right before the Atlanta Olympics. I saw Jen Azey. This was my see it, be it. And this was like, and I've told this story more recently because I actually got to share that with Jen as we headed to the Tokyo Olympics. So that was really special. Mm-hmm. So that was definitely like a moment. And then you fast forward to 1997. I'm, a junior going into my senior year of high school. The WNBA starts. So there are like these moments where it's really starting to hit. And that's right around the time I chose basketball. So I feel like it did like seep in, but it wasn't like a conscious thought around I'm choosing a professional path at all. But there wasn't a league. And to your point,
there wasn't that for us.
It was just
there
the
wasn't
Olympics.
That for us.
It was when I saw Jen Azey, it was, I could be an Olympian someday.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, okay, maybe that's pretty crazy. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so and then by the time I got to college, it was a wrap. I had all the goals going for me.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah, we're talking a lot about, just overall youth sports and kind of how there is just like these 1%ers that make it. Our next guest, what would you call her? Like a 0.0001? I mean,
in a dual category, stupid. This is stupid. Talk about multi-hyphenate exceptionalism. Like, oh my God.
I know. So I think it's time. I think we bring on our guest. Flau'jae Johnson is a one-of-a-kind star, like I said, 0.0001% kind of star. She's in her final year at LSU, having decided to skip the WNBA draft last year, where she's having an incredible year on the court. And off the court, she is pursuing a music career. She founded her own record label and has released 3 albums over the last 3 years. I don't even know when this kid has the time. So we've got a lot to talk about with her. Please welcome to the show, Flau'jae Johnson.
Flau'jae, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay. First and foremost, I have to ask, did you watch the Grammys and what did you think of it?
Bruh, every time I watch the Grammys, I get so inspired. Like, cause it's just like seeing people in like their different part of their journeys and like the newer artists and then like the older people who had to like grind for years and years, like and see their accomplishment. I loved it. I loved everything. I really loved how people like spoke on and used their platform to speak. Like I loved everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, we gotta be.
Yeah, I feel like
we gotta be seeing you up there one day. That's just like we gotta do it. We gotta have
it. Absolutely.
That's the
Absolutely.
crossover that
That's
the
the goal.
Grammys needs. Yeah.
What? That would be so crazy. Coming off. Well, that's so right now it's a Grammy, so it'd be like Grammys,
Yeah.
then WNBA season, and then tour. I like that schedule.
I mean, should we just start there? Should we just start there? I mean, how do you find time to do all this?
I wake up really early. Like I start my day at like 5 a.m. So like a lot of people are asleep during that time. Like you and then people don't really understand the power of getting up really early and getting stuff done. Like, and it's for me, it's like the task that I don't want to do. I do it real early. So boom, I get up, I go shoot my shots. I like doing that. That's like meditation for me. So I make my shots and then I do something hard like conditioning. Right. So it's like, okay, I got the hard stuff out the way. Now, like the rest of my day is easy. Like I probably got practice. I got film every day at 8 o'clock. And then, you know, just making sure I eat, making sure I do all that. And I just set a lot of alarms and I'm just like really focused. And I journal a lot. So I keep my journal to make sure I'm on point.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I read about your 8 a.m. film sessions. Is that something that's like changed for you this season or this early morning thing? By the way, I just want to say this was my New Year's resolution, was to get up early and work out, to get it over with. I couldn't agree with you more. It's like, let me get the part that I don't, it's like I love the result. I don't love the doing. So I'm like, let me get this over with. But is this something that is like new for this season? Because you are, let's just set the stage. You're having an amazing year. It's your most efficient season yet. I actually really love that you guys went through like a little bit of adversity, which is really just a couple losses, because that's going to set you up long term. But yeah, like, is this like new to your approach? What are you doing to like get better? I love these types of questions.
Yeah, no, it had to change because like my freshman year, like I was just doing anything so I can get on the floor. Like, you know, I'm sticking to my schedule on 5 a.m. I'm working all into the night, right? I'm doing music and all of that. But like, I didn't feel it my freshman year. I felt it my sophomore year. And in my junior year, like my body, I felt it start like breaking down. Like, wow, you getting old. Like, you need to start stretching. Like, you need to start doing recovery. Like, you know, you can't just show up, you know, 5 minutes before practice. Yeah, I'm about to, you know, like, no, like I had to learn. So I kind of altered it. And I had to learn to like take naps. And then I had to learn like, you can rest some days. Like, and it's still really a fight with me and like my trainers. I'm always asking like, can I take a day off today? Like, you think I should? Like, cause I get this guilty thing. Like if I don't go to the gym and then I miss all my shots, I'm going to be pissed. So it's like, you know, but it's also learning like you have to rest. Like, you know, and I had to learn that other work is still work. Like mobility is still work. Film is still work. Taking care of your body, like that's still work. So kind of just like psyching myself. But the 5 a.m. has been something I've been doing since high school. Like I was unranked in high school and I was like, I watched this Kobe video and he was talking about how he worked out 4 times a day. So I figured out if I got to do that, I gotta wake up at 5. And so I started doing that and it kind of, now I'm learning, like I've learned to like more rest and learn how to still work at an elite level.
Yeah, the rest is still the work too. I feel, I mean, Sue and I can both attest to this, and it seems like you're learning this, but like half the battle of being a pro and certainly to having a long career is figuring out how to be a pro. Like everybody's talented. Everybody at that level is talented and your talent is only going to take you so far. So it's like those little things, just learning a routine, you know, whatever it may be, you know, you got to kind of like figure out what works for you, but that's how you're really going to get, you know, to the next level, which is somewhere obviously that you said you wanted to go. Last year, we didn't even know if we were going to see you at LSU again. Obviously, spoiler alert, you stuck around. You're having an amazing season. But you said last year that you wanted to stay to be as prepared as possible for the WNBA. Do you feel like this last year has made you feel that? I'd love to know, like, in what ways you feel, you know, obviously you have a few months left in your season and get another chip, hopefully. But what ways do you feel like you're ready now to go into the next phase of your career, become a pro?
I could cry. I feel like I just learned so much. Like last year, I thought I was ready because scoring 20 points a game, you know, I dropped 30 on whatever, right? Mentally, I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't ready. And I had the leadership qualities here that people follow from my heart. But here, I wasn't ready. And this year, even this morning, I've been thinking about it. That's why I'm getting a little emotional, because I was just talking about it, and it was just like I understand it. Like, I'm ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this season has taught me selflessness. I feel like as basketball players, even as shooting guards, we're probably known to be selfish. Like, oh, I'm gonna get that ball, I'm gonna get that shot, I'm gonna go. Right? But when you're a senior and you're a leader and you have like 8 new players and you have 5 freshmen, and you know you want to build everybody's confidence, like you learn different ways to play the game and affect the game and affect your people. It was just like the last game against Alabama, right? I got taken out early because Mulkey be Mulkeying. And then I got in foul trouble. I had 2 fouls, so I had to sit out the first half. So I'm like, dang, I ain't gonna play. Right. And then the third quarter, we played great. And then the fourth quarter, I had to sit out. So I really didn't get a full game, right? And I didn't score as much as I wanted to, but it was this feeling in my bones. I felt like I scored 30 points because every single one of my freshmen scored. Like everybody played to the standard that I had wanted for so long. And this team, like, they really my sisters, like they my little sisters, and I just want them to do so well. So I just feel like I just learned so much selflessness, and that is probably the greatest gift that I feel like I'm learning and that I'm unlocking, like that mental state that it's bigger than you. Like, it's not about you. Like, it's about that ring. Like, it's about the team, and like show up as the best version of yourself. And as long as you prepare it, like, you're going to do what you do. So I'm glad I came back, because like I'm mentally like in the right space that I can kind of handle a lot.
I'm curious about how NIL like factored into your decision to stay or leave. I'm curious about this just in general with college athletes now. It's like it's starting to level out a little bit, but it's wild, wild west. And it's like, it's crazy. And it seems like to me, you know, having the ability you chose to stay in college to better prepare you for the next level, but then you're able to still capture market value and still, you know, start your financial career, for lack of better, which helps fund other things in your life. How much did NIL factor into what you chose ultimately was to stay at LSU for another year?
You know, LSU loves me.
They do. Everyone loves you, though.
Everyone loves me. Everyone loves me. I love that. But now LSU really loves me, and of course that was a factor. I'm one of the biggest brands in college basketball. Like last year when we was in March Madness, like my commercial was ringing nonstop. Like I'm watching the boys game and my Powerade commercial was coming on. So it was crazy. And it was just, for me, it was like, I know I have more to give to this space and more to trailblaze. You know what I mean? Like being who I am, like there probably will be after me, but like somebody doing it how I did it at the highest level in music and basketball, performing at the ESPYs, doing rap commercials while, you know, promoting NIL, like nobody's ever done it how I've done it. And I feel like I left my mark, but NIL was definitely big. And then at that time, I kind of knew about like the negotiations that were happening, like with the CBA and stuff like that. So it was just really like overall important for me to probably just take that next year, especially like why rush it if I don't have to? Like that was kind of my mindset as well.
You're like, hold on, let me wait a year until that negotiation's done. Then I'll come get at you guys.
No, I just love that you actually got to make, which isn't really or hasn't been like commonplace for women in women's sports. You actually got to make a decision not just based on financials, right? Like the money, because the money is what it is for you in NIL and in college, you could actually like zoom out and be like, oh, what's going to help me like have a better pro career or be ready for that pro career? So I just love that there wasn't really that much pressure. I'm like thinking to myself, like that would have been nice. Because I think for a while, players have just wanted to go. Do you find that that's like helping you make decisions, like just in life in general?
Yeah, that's crazy hearing you say that like players wanted to go. I know people now, they don't want to leave. Everybody trying to get they trying to go back to college. I'm like, this is crazy. This dude graduated with me and he's trying to go back to college. What is going on? But nah, it's crazy. It's like it was no pressure for me. My mom was just like, you know, you got to do what make you happy. From a business standpoint, like you're not gonna fall off, you know. But if it's something that you want, and for me, I don't want to go out on the L and I could come back and try to win again. Like I'm not doing that. So, you know, as a competitor, it wasn't even really about the funds. It was more so like I just lost, and then they like, you got 2 days to decide whether you want to do it or not, and I'm just like, Nah.
Yeah,
Just
they
run it
do
back.
put you. They do put you on the hot seat. You have
Oh
it's a real
God!
quick
I'm like, bro, how
turnaround.
you gonna give me 2 days to make this big old
Yeah,
decision? Like, no.
you got to know going
Mhm.
in. You got to know
Right.
going in. But I want to go back to like you've talked about leadership, right? So this is
Yeah.
an area like mentally. You now see how going back to college, it's really helped you. So, like, how would you describe your leadership style? Like, what does being a leader look like to you? And I do think it has to be like unique to the person. So that's what
Yeah.
I want to hear most. Not just like your take on leadership, like your take on your leadership.
I got this. Boom. Y'all heard of like Flau State? Like she in a flow state?
Mm-hmm.
I get in this Flau State. You feel me? Where the energy is high and I'm moving and it's contagious and the goal is like this big and my teammates are always open. Like I get in this state where like I'm so locked in, I feel like it locks everybody else in. Like I'm so confident and I'm so ready to go that it makes everybody else go. And I play best when I'm unconscious. Like I play best when I'm in that flow state. So I feel like it just rubs off on everybody. Like I'm that type of person, like they gonna know like, okay, yeah, Flau not playing today. Like, yeah, let's cut it out. Or like Flau in a good mood or like Flau locked in. And I feel like I heard something today. They said like when you a light, you don't know how bright you shining because like you the light. You know what I'm saying? So I had to realize that my light shines so bright that they feel when I'm dark too. So like it's like every day I have to like let me get my light on. Like let me turn it on. Like even if I don't feel it. And it's so many days where I come in and I don't feel it. Like it's just some of them days it's like I don't. But I can't. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm the leader, so I just try to lead by example and put my best foot forward. But that also come with accountability too. Cause they'll hit me, they'll be like Flau, where you at? Like you good? And that's when I know, like, oh, I gotta turn it on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I think I'm on, but maybe I'm not talking enough. So that it's just everything that kind of encompasses that. And I just feel like who I am as a person just kind of I feel like it just flows.
Yeah. Have you gotten Flau State into a song yet? We have a lyric yet?
No, but I am. It's coming. It's coming.
Right.
I
I'll stay tuned. I'll stay tuned.
Please do.
I love that. I do love college for that reason. You get like a really short, condensed, like maturity period where you're like, first year, you know nothing. You're a rookie. You can just like, you're trying to figure it out. Second year, you know a little bit more. Third year, boom, you're a leader because all of a sudden you're an upperclassman. You got to do that. And then boom, your senior year. And you're just like, now the team is yours. Have you felt that evolution, over the course? And then, you're going to take all that skills and learning how to be a leader and obviously go to the next level where you'll be a rookie again, but like in such a more mature state.
Yes, I felt it because I really had to do the work. And then it was like I had to look at myself because I'm looking at games and I'm just looking at like my body language and I'm looking at how I look when I don't get the ball. How did you run back? You know what I'm saying? When you felt like the play should have went like this, like your energy and effort. And that's still stuff I'm learning to this day, but it's more so like it's recognizable. Like if I come out the game, right? I'm not even thinking about my points for real. I'm thinking, I'm like, how was my body language like? How did I interact with my teammates? Like, you know what I'm saying? How did I move on quick from that last play? Like, did I bounce back fast? Like, did I fail fast? Or was I still in that 2 plays after? So, like, that's kind of like working through all of that is like the way that I kind of learned it. And just like reading a lot of books. Like, I read a lot of books on leadership. And then just like Coach Mulkey being real with me. Like, you don't be wanting to hear that, bro. I probably...
If she's going to be one thing, it's real.
Bruh, she going to be real. And you don't be wanting to hear it in the moment, but then you be like, okay, you a little right. You wrong too, but you right. And, she'll just tell you like, you need to put your big girl panties on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she been telling me that for a long time. Like, I feel like she's seeing the leadership qualities in me. But this year, it was really like when everything kind of came in and I was able to accept things, you know what I'm saying? And play the game as it should be.
I have just a lot of respect and admiration for your aspiration in all of this and how you've been able to leverage all these things that you love to do. I mean, you're living every athlete's dream, being a music artist and also playing sports. It's like anybody would want to do that. You have, a ton of NIL deals, both nationally and locally. I'm just curious, like how you think about like your whole business, because you're not just in the moment. Like you're taking business classes to understand your wealth management better, and you want to, you know, pass that knowledge on. You're really involved in philanthropy and, you know, making sure that your money is going to good issues. Like just touch on a little bit, like what kind of issues are you focused on in your philanthropy, and just kind of talk about your overall philosophy, I guess, on how you're starting your business at such a young age. You're like so far advanced from where we were when we were your age.
Yeah, so first I want to just talk about everything that I do in the community. Like, it's not for like the brand. Like, it's not because this gonna look good or you need this photo op. Like, this is really who I am, and that's who I've always been. Like, we're on our 3rd year of the back to school drive, and we do like a six-figure give back every year with my brand partners involved in everything. We just did 4 days of Christmas. We paid up mom's rent. We got somebody a car. We did some shopping sprees. We got groceries. Like, this is what I'm doing, like with my foundation. I'm starting up different pillars of my foundation. Everybody knows, like, my family, my grandma died from cancer. So, you know, starting my freshman year, Coach Starkey do this thing with Play for K games. He donate $1,000 for $1 for every student that come, and usually 1,000 students come. So my first year as a freshman, like, I matched it. And, you know, it became a big thing, and I do it every year. And then that started my partnership with the KL Foundation. And I became a servant leader for all the things that I do. We donated like 50,000 to like hospitals, and we have so much going on. We have free mammograms in my city. And so I really just want to help people. But the most important thing that happened recently was, like, this guy seen me outside of Chipotle, right? And this homeless lady was there, and she asked me, like, if I could get, like, you know, give her some money. But I was like, I don't have cash. But I was like, I can get you some food. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I looked at her shoes, and she had holes in her shoes. It's like 20 degrees outside. And I gave her my shoes, and I got her some food. And, like, I do this all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But nobody's watching. But he posted a video, and, like, you know, he said, like, you know, this was just like her day to day. And it really warmed my heart, because it's like when you do stuff like with real intention and kindness, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want a reward for it. You don't want a pat on the back. Like, it just mean more. But even seeing that was like, this is going to show people, like, when you do stuff from the heart, like, people notice, and people are always watching. You know what I'm saying? But always do it from the heart. Like, be kind anyway. And with my business, the business is a whole nother thing, because I'm just like, my mom just told me the amount of money that we pay employees this year, and I was like, I'm really running $1 million operation. This is crazy, right? And it is so big, because it's like, we do music operations, and I'm signed to Rock Nation, but I'm also signed to my own label. So we really run the music operation. So I have like 6 employees on that side, and I have brand, NIL business. Like, I have lawyers, I have financial advisors, I have brand management, publicists, etc. So it's like, wow, like, I'm really running a real operation, and I'm just trying to constantly learn, like, you know what I'm saying? And my mom is like COO, because she's operating it. But, like, I'm the one that, like, comes up with all the ideas. I'm the one that's like, this is what we need to do. I need y'all to execute. Like, I don't have time to execute, but this is what we need to do. Let's make it happen. And it just taught me, like, learning the whole, like, team aspect. And I kind of took it from Mulkey, because she run a tight ship. So business is booming, and I just want to keep it going.
Yeah, no, you're clearly, like, again, you're building your bank. You're also changing lives. I love how you have the balance there. But I do want to come back to, like, what allows for all of this. And it's the fact that you are both a basketball player and a rapper. You have 2 careers happening simultaneously. And, you know, you even said it's like this Hannah Montana life where you kind of, like, be in one thing, turn into another. How do you balance the ambitions of both? Like, I know you get asked a lot. How do you balance your day-to-day? And how do you balance having the careers themselves, going to class, all that? How do you balance the ambitions?
I'm just like, I keep saying this, like, I'm like a psychopath. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you can't be normal doing what I do. And so, like, everything to me is really big. Like, everything that I do, like, is really big. And I'm able to dream bigger, because I'm just like, nobody's stopping me but myself. And I learned that. Because so many people told me when I came into college, like, you're not going to be able to do this and do this. So many people told me that, like, for sure. And I won a national championship my first year, right? You know what I'm saying? And I was signed to Rock Nation. So I was like, I can do this. I had to cut out the noise. Like, I really had to cut out the noise, because if I listened to everybody who told me I couldn't do it, I would have been stopped. You know what I'm saying? But I just had this unwavering like belief in myself. My mom believed in me. Honestly, it's my mom, because she just let me know like, Flau, you can do it. And it's taking us to places that I never thought it would. Like even like going to France, like that changed my mind. Like going to Cannes, like wow, like I really can do it. So I just have this mindset of like nothing is impossible. Like I came from like a small city. I already didn't have my dad in my life. My dad was murdered before I was born. I already was supposed to be a statistic, right? But God really had his hands on me, and he gave me a mother that believed in me and told me I could do anything. So I just really feel like I can. And now with everything I done did, now ain't no way I'm finna stop now. I gotta see how far I take this thing.
Yeah, you can't stop. Which actually leads me to my next question. We kind of talked about, areas of growth like in your basketball career, leadership for you, like mentally. Do you approach music the same way? Like, do you think like, oh, like what are some areas I can grow in? How can I improve these? Is it the same?
It's absolutely the same. Cause like,
and then I'm like, and what are they?
Yeah, I got you. And cause when you chasing greatness, like you don't want to just, cause I feel like I'm more naturally talented in music than I am basketball. So you would think like you don't have to work at it as much, because like basketball everyday grind. I got shots up every day. I got to lift weight every day. It's same with music. Like I got to freestyle every day. I got to write every day. I just started taking piano lessons so I could really read music and understand like what I'm really doing. Understand like the scope of music. Like what are these people talking about? They talking about C major, C minor. Like, and for a long time I was going to the studio and I'm like, what is that? And they're like, you don't know what you just did? And I'm like, no, but I just feel it. But I want to know. Like, so everything I do, I kind of want to educate myself. So I just started taking piano lessons. I suck, but I'm getting better though. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting better. And I really just want to, everything I want to learn. Like, I don't learn how to record myself. I just want to learn. Like everything I do, like I just want to learn. So I try to just stay around people who know more than me so they could teach me like everything.
I love that.
What do you feel like shows up on the court that also shows up in the studio or vice versa? Like what's the sort of like through line for you? Like do they help each other in ways? Do you feel like they're two separate things? Like you're just one person doing it all,
It's just like that Flau State, like it's like that confidence because to come out and do what we do in front of all the fans that we do it in front of, like you have to be some level of confident. You know what I'm saying? Every little moment is scrutinized. You have all these eyeballs, and with music, I have to put this out and be confident in it before anybody else likes it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just kind of being confident and throwing myself out there. I feel like a lot of people, they don't try because they're scared of what can happen, or I don't want to be like that. Like I want to be fearless. Like, and that's who I am as a person. And that's who I want to like continue to be. Like when I go to the WNBA, I don't want to be scared. Like I want to be fearless. Like I want to go like I deserve to be here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got drafted. Like I want to be fearless. So, that's the mindset that I try to approach. And I think people think like for me, like, oh, she's just this. She's confident. She's just like, no, I had to work at this. Like I have lapses when I'm like, damn, can I do this? Like we couldn't get this executed. I don't think we should. But it's like, I have to be delusional about it or I'm going to be like everybody else. And I don't want to be like that.
Yeah. You mentioned being signed with Roc Nation before, but you also have your independent label, Flau'jae Entertainment. What goes into that? Like what's the benefit of having your own versus being, obviously Roc Nation is huge and has some of the best, artists in the world and a big platform, but why did you want to have your own platform as well, something that you totally own?
I'm a businesswoman and I wanted to own what I did. I wanted to own my music. I wanted to have creative control. I didn't want the label to be like, I'm pouring all this money to you, so you're going to do what I say. No, ma'am. And now that like I have my own funding and I know how to work money and I, met a lot of people, I understand leverage and I understand control. And I've always had that. And Roc Nation, the way my deal is set up is we're partners. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they sign me, so I gotta do, no, like you sign me, you know what I'm saying? You give me the things that I need, the tools that I need. We run it, we give it back. Let's put this out. Let's do this. Let's come up with the plan. And so for me, I want to help other artists do that. And I feel like I have a good knack for hearing people and talent. But that's a whole nother thing. So I haven't signed my first artist yet because I got to get out of college and get my life together and what's going on in this WNBA first. So that's gonna take a little time to really pour my all into an artist. But I really want to help people on that path. So just learning the business. I want to be my own boss. I feel like if Jay-Z did it, if all the biggest did it, like, I know I could do it too.
Is it even possible to like really like write music and like, you know, we want to know what is coming next for you. I feel like you always got something in the hopper, and you mentioned tours and all that. So what is coming next? But is it really possible to do that in season, or you need a little bit more freedom and space to do that?
You know, for the regular person, it would be very impossible. But not for Big Four. I'm really like hell-bent on making sure my music is dropping simultaneously. And this is music that I could have recorded months, years ago, whatever. But my thing is, nobody know that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm always creating because like that's how I get. That's like my therapy. But I'm like, y'all, we got to make sure this makes sense. So February, we need to drop this. We need to drop this. We need to record this. Like literally after my game yesterday, I went and recorded a music video. You know what I'm saying? So I just use my time wise. I'm like, and I played that weeks before. Like, y'all, we got 11 a.m. game. I can play the game, take a nap. 6 p.m. we can shoot. So from 6 to 8, I'm shooting. Boom, I'm done. Go back to the gym, go to sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I have like a structure and a system. And then when you have like a team that's like, okay, we're going to do this efficiently, like it works. So I don't know. I'm always planning. I'm always plotting because I want to be respected as a basketball player, but I also want to be respecting his music. I'm not going to do nothing and not be turned up. So I just try to make it work for real, for real.
This is actually the perfect segue into our games. We like to play start, bench, cut. You're familiar with start, bench, cut?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because it's going to put you on the spot a little bit. You're going to have to start, bench, and cut something. And first, we're going to start with winning an NCAA title, doing a track with Lil Wayne, and getting drafted this year into the WNBA. Oof.
Why would you do that? Okay.
Tough one.
Winning the championship, I'm starting her.
Okay. The rings get started.
Getting drafted. If I win the ring, I'll get drafted. You feel me?
Yep.
And you already got me the song with Lil Wayne, so I'm gonna cut that. It's already out. It's already cut. Shout out Sue for the alley. Every interview, they be like, "How you get the song Lil Wayne?" I'm like, Sue Bird. This is the most legendary story ever.
That is pretty funny. You were playing. I don't remember if it was the semifinals or the finals, but you were playing, and we had Lil Wayne come on the Bird and Taurasi show.
Yeah.
And when he was on there, I don't know, you were on the court. He was team LSU. So I just put it out there. I was like, so when do we have the collaboration happening? When's the collab? Let's do it.
Bruh, that's so goated. The GOAT of the WNBA got me a song with the GOAT.
The best part is that, you know, obviously we're on ESPN 2, and all of a sudden Lil Wayne just like sparks up, and all of a sudden his whole Zoom screen just fills with smoke. You couldn't even see him. Just filled
that's
with
Wayne.
smoke.
That's Wayne for
It
sure.
was the best part. It was the best part. All right, we got one more before we let you go. Start, bench, cut. Playing in front of big crowds, basketball. Rapping in front of big crowds, or getting Kim Mulkey hype.
Damn! All right. I'm going to start getting Kim Mulkey hype because I don't know about everybody.
That makes sense.
PMAC, but when she go like this and the whole PMAC go crazy, it's like you can't hear anything. It sounds like Death Valley. I'm going to go get in Coach Mulkey hype, and then I'm going to go performing in front of a sold out crowd. I'm gonna go that one. I'm gonna cut playing in front of a sold out crowd because we be doing that anyway. And the WNBA is just getting bigger and better, so we're gonna have a great crowd.
Yeah, it's normal. That makes sense. I would pay to just feel the experience of singing a song, rapping, like whatever it is, something that's mine, and like the whole place going crazy, singing it back to you. I would pay.
Bruh, it's nothing like it. It's nothing.
Pay.
I've seen when Kim, I mean, y'all can't call her Kim, Miss Kim, Coach Mulkey, whatever. When she gets hype and she like stomps down the court, but like she has her wild outfits and like her heels that are this big. I don't even know how she walks in those things. I'm like, oh man, she's got the like basically has the like the LeBron sleeper stomp going, and
no, literally, it's her own emo. She's insane. It's her own emo.
She really is. Yeah, she really is. Flau'jae, thank you so much for coming on. You're an amazing guest. We just love what you're doing. We're so impressed with you. We're your biggest fans. Can't wait to see how you do in the tournament and the long run that you're going to make. And then obviously we hope you get drafted to the Seattle Storm. So go Storm.
Thank you.
No tampering here. I'm out. No tampering.
Yes, Sue's out. Me? I'm not. Yeah. Thank you so much, Flau'jae.
Thank you, Flau. She's so amazing. I mean, where do you even start? What a great kid. Such a great future. Honestly, my takeaway was like balance.
Yeah.
To have the balance she has in her life and the discipline to live in that balance was pretty impressive.
I have a lot of respect and admiration, and honestly am like inspired by her just like drive to do stuff. She's like, I just want to like try. Her ambition in like wanting to do this, wanting to be great. Even just her saying like, I'm going to stay. I mean, I think some of it was NIL, which is fine. So I want to stay to like prepare myself better. But like, I'm into the like out loud ambition of like, I want to do these cool things and try these cool things. And like, I'm just going to do the best that I can in a world that can just feel like, I think especially with this younger generation, like they don't want to say too much or put it out there. Like she's just like full chested with it and really like going for her dreams. I just have so much respect for that. That's like really cool. I can't wait to see what she does with her career, both in music and in hoop.
Yeah. And something I'm just going to add to that, given the conversation we had at the top of the show, we're talking a lot about youth sports and kind of the negative impact. I think what I see definitely in Flau'jae, I mean, you can feel it in her energy and like her confidence. But I think you see it in a lot of young athletes, to your point with that ambition, like because there are leagues and because they have that path to follow, they're thinking about things at younger ages than we ever did. And they're preparing and there's an awareness. And I think that allows them to be as ambitious as Flau'jae is. So yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. All right, we're moving on. It is Valentine's Day this weekend. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. What are you getting me? Oh,
you're looking at it.
Heart hands? Oh, you're the gift that keeps on giving. You don't have to celebrate it. I love that. Nope. So obviously we share a lot of things, mostly bickers, about our relationship, but our producers actually found a video of us from 2020, so loosely 6 years ago. We were talking to NBC Sports about our relationship. This must have been around the Olympics. We haven't seen it, so let's take a look together. So Megan Rapinoe and I have been dating now for like a little over 3 years, so I guess that's new.
I don't know, we're just normal. We are pretty boring and like to sit on the couch and do what most people do.
What are your favorite things to do together?
I think one of them is cooking. It's something that we like to do together because it means we're home, which is really rare these days. I joked that she's a bad cook. She's not. She's just a better sous chef.
Who's stronger? Does that get competitive?
No, I'm like way stronger.
I think we both are pretty strong-willed and challenge each other.
Not even she has no chance.
I mean, I have to live in the shadow of Sue Bird, so that's not great, but I'm doing my best to get out of it.
Dead. By the way, how sick were you?
So sick?
You were so sick.
Congested.
Yeah, major congestion.
Get her a Dayquil or something.
Major sick.
Yeah, major sick.
Listen, I am stronger than you, and I think I get so bullish about it because in my world, I was really never stronger than anybody. So it was such like a new experience for me.
Never stronger, never taller, never bigger.
No.
Never more. I know.
And so with you, I just flexed the whole
it's
time.
Like, I know. Sometimes I try to like, I want to push you. Or
I know.
Push you on the bed or something. It's just like immediately all of a sudden I'm.
Do you agree? No chance?
No chance. What? No
but
chance.
You're like head chef times a billion now. So that has evolved.
Yeah.
You are
some
quite
things have
literally
changed.
Head chef.
Some things have stayed the same and some things have changed.
So LOL.
Do you have like, I should know this, we're going on 10 years, but we do, in full disclosure, we're not like, there's not going to be like 50,000 rose petals on the floor when you get home.
Mm-mm.
But we do like to express our love. But do you have any kind of like favorite Valentine's like gifts or, like, what do you secretly want to get? What should I get you? What should I do for you?
Can I be honest? I can't, and this isn't like coming at you. I swear. I know sometimes I come at you a little bit. This is not coming. I don't even remember gifts that we've given each other.
Same.
I feel like I can pull very quickly Christmas gifts, holiday stuff, birthday. I can definitely pull birthdays. I'm really stretched here for some Valentine's Day. You?
I think we're definitely more this is Christmas, but definitely for Valentine's Day, we're more in the like draw a tiny little note on a Post-it and I'm like, swoon.
Thrilled.
I love it.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. Draw me a bath.
So it's like to say, what's my idea?
Or like, get me a massage. Like, I feel like we've like gone and got massages one time or like,
yeah, we did the massages one time. I know. So it's almost
even
like
if it's just a little nod, like an inside, an inside sexy, just
yeah.
like,
I just feel like this is a trick question. I'm gonna plead the fifth because I can't remember any gifts. It's like anything I did answer would probably have been like before you. So I'm pleading the fifth.
Another woman?
No.
Wow. No, but we're definitely more like smaller, or we're going to be like going on vacation together or doing some kind of like experience. I feel like we like that, or like doing dinner. To be honest, while we were playing,
done dinner,
total crapshoot on if we were even together.
I think I sent you flowers once to like a hotel.
There's some flowers.
I definitely have like go puffed you snackies.
Yeah.
I don't think it was for Valentine's Day though.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads to just like being athletes and dating.
Yeah.
And that life.
I mean, okay, let's go through the greatest sportsmances of all time. And then we'll get into what it actually is to be an athlete and date another athlete. We'll tell you
it's to GoPuff,
what it actually
DoorDash, whatever app. I feel like I had to use GoPuff this one time because there was no other way to do it. Whatever was going to send something to your hotel room.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate covered pretzel, but like the healthy kind.
Yeah,
that's basically
truly.
Okay.
Okay. Sportsman.
Who do you have off the?
Well, what's the criteria?
And we're not talking like one person was an athlete and one person like
no, they both
kicked
have to
a ball
be
once in their life, because I saw some questionables when I was doing a little bit of research. But
what are we doing? Our own criteria? Do you want to pick a criteria? Like, are we going like just the couple we like? Are we going with like the most decorated?
Who you think is the best? Like, there's levels to this.
There's levels to this.
Yeah, I think there is.
Okay. I think Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf are like the OGs. So I'm just like honoring the legends. I know there's others.
Pave the way.
Honoring the legends. I do think part of my criteria is achievement.
Yeah.
They both have to be like crazy decorated. So that's why they're at the tippy tops.
Yeah.
I'm also going to go with the homies, Diana Taurasi and Penny Taylor. This is an elite. They were also teammates. Actually, both Dee and Penny, and then Allie Quigley and Courtney Vandersloot, a couple, married, teammates, won championships together.
Yeah.
That's pretty elite.
The only knock on Penny, which she has a get out of jail free card for, is that the only reason she never won an Olympic gold medal was because of Dee.
Yeah.
So
that's
like,
actually, that makes them elite. Now I'm looking at this
knock,
list,
but it's like you have the card to it. You have the baboot.
I love that. I didn't even think of it. I'm looking at this list, and there's some other ones I could pull. Not very many face each other in the finals of an Olympics.
I mean,
or honestly, they've played against each other overseas in multiple places. It's tough, and they have to guard each other. Good times. And then last but not least, before I throw it to you,
you got another one.
I'm just going to shout out a couple that has been on the show, Tara Davis Woodall and Hunter Woodall. They were on our live show in Cannes last year. So quick shout out to them. All right, who you got?
Love. Okay, I'm thinking, these are some throwbacks, but it's like Mia and Nomar. I feel like that was big in the soccer world. It's like, soccer person is dating a big male professional athlete. Both champs. I think Nomar won a World Series. If he didn't, then they have to be taken off the list. But Mia, obviously.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Championships galore. Zach and Julie Ertz. Zach, Super Bowl champ. Julie, obviously, 2-time World Cup winner. So we're going to put them in. Drew and Chaney.
Yeah, good one.
Drew finally got himself in there because Chaney was holding the championship zone down for a while, but he got himself in there. So Drew and Lauren Holiday now. Kristen and Tobin, obviously. Multiple champions in multiple
also
different ways.
Fans
So
of the
those
show.
are also fans of the show.
Pause.
Also friends of the show.
Pause. Nomar did not play in the World Series. He won a ring. Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's out. We have a correction.
So let me say that again.
An in real time correction.
An in real time correction. Nomar Garciaparra was traded mid-season from the Red Sox to wherever, and the Red Sox went on to win, but he did not play in that World Series. But he did get a ring.
Out.
He did get a ring. I don't think
Good
he's
for
out.
him. Good
What
for
do you
him.
mean? He participated.
No.
So you have to play in the...
You got to be there in the end holding the trophy up, getting the moment.
I don't know.
I
think
don't
you
make the
deserve a
rules.
ring.
Actually, I do.
So you're saying playoffs is all that matters? The World Series is all that the regular season doesn't matter at all? That's real
this
rich coming
game.
from a soccer player.
I
All
mean,
those
listen,
ties
fine.
you
We'll
guys
keep her in
like
there
to
because we
end in.
love Mia. We'll keep her in there because we love Mia, friend of the show. It's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid
Yeah,
group.
there's so many great. I mean, listen, we're just going to read some off. There's Simone Biles and Jonathan Owens.
These are tier 2.
I don't even want to put it that way. There's Simone
Sorry.
Biles and Jonathan Owens. There's Trinity Rodman and Ben Shelton, Livy Dunn, Paul Skeens, Miles Garrett and Chloe Kim. Shout out together. There's so many couples. I mean, honestly, the list goes on, but those are some. It's hard to beat all those. Every single one of those couples is super successful.
Okay, so now for the real. Why don't you just list off a series of realities and normalcies and 100% that is the life of being an athlete and dating another athlete? What are we actually doing?
Well, so depends how you look at it, but there's, I think, pros and cons to it. You know, it's great to date another athlete who totally understands the craziness of a schedule, right? Like how many times were you on the road and, you know, whether I was on the road or home and vice versa, we were apart. We just like understood. If we hadn't talked all day because of our schedules and then all of a sudden it's, 9:30 and we finally get on FaceTime, a lot of FaceTime, finally get on FaceTime and one of us is just like, hey, I'm beat. The other one's just like, okay, cool. Which I could see in certain scenarios, people not loving that. Like, well, I didn't talk all day, spend some time. It's like we understood if the other one was just tired, if the other one just like couldn't be texting all the time, we were like, cool. There was zero stress between us, which I actually I've always appreciated about our relationship. But there are times when one of us could get needy and it could be tough. So that's a really, really hard part. The schedule.
I think there's like an
hard part.
Instagram and reality vibe to this. It's like the Instagram is like, standing on the podium with your partner with their trophy. Yeah. That's the Instagram. And the reality is
falling asleep on FaceTime.
You're laying in your bed and you've got to put your screen lock on and you have fallen asleep or you can't see because your lights off because you're going to bed.
Every couple,
then you have to turn your brightness on.
Every couple knows this noise when you're on FaceTime and the other person moves around in their sheets. Every couple knows that noise.
Yeah.
It's
plane rides, it's hotel
noise.
rooms. It's sometimes sneaking around,
that's only
like hiding your relationship because
that was only your soccer life. Because you guys are big weirdos about having your partners around.
I know, it's so dumb. But
that's
it's like
not even like a straight gay thing.
You don't even want, it's not even a gay straight thing. It's just like you don't want that person to say, I have pulled up on so many teammates, gay straight, or otherwise when I'm like, oh, you're not trying to have anybody see that this person's here, are you?
I'm telling you,
Which is just funny.
That's a soccer thing.
Yeah.
Because what we're not talking about, just for like clarity, we're not saying like a secret relationship where you have to sneak around.
No.
What Megan is saying is it could be me visiting her on a U.S. national team trip and I have to like be in and out.
Yeah.
She's at certain hours because I'm not
in my
allowed
personal
to
room.
stay.
And I'm like,
that's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about.
Broke that rule every time. And then there's the other part that's just like, it's amazing. And even though you don't see, I mean, your ship's in the night constantly, but even though you don't see each other all the time, like this person, you're getting to watch this person do something that they're amazing at. And like, that's just really attractive and really sexy and like really fun to be a part of. They're also then getting to watch you. I mean, you're feeling yourself out there on that court or on that field. You're like, I am balling. And so there's that. And then also this person, I mean, Sue, you alluded to it, but like the ways in which you just understood what it meant for me to be mad at a coach and why, or what it meant for me to be happy about a certain thing, or what it meant, the, emotional part or the stress or the, how tired you are after X or not, or if you could make it or not. There's just all these things that are like such a comfort and like an intimacy that you have that are like so beautiful, sharing that with someone else, because being an elite athlete is the best, weirdest life like you could ever live. It's just like it's really unique. It's just like a bizarre little world that we get to live in and experience. And it's also like really, really special and amazing. So I'm so happy that I've been able to spend all of these 10 years with you, baby.
Same. Remember when you used to go, because some of your US soccer trips were long and you'd be gone for like weeks. Obviously World Cup years, we're talking months.
Yeah.
And used to get so mad at me because when you would come home, I'd be like, oh, the re-entry's hard. And you used to get so mad. But guys, now that you've like heard our bickers, you could see how a Megan re-entry would be a lot. I came in like a wrecking ball. You used to get so mad. I did stop saying it because I was like, okay.
So mad.
But all of a sudden it was like all the lights were on. Everything was disheveled in the house. It's like all of a sudden
I'm like,
my equilibrium got rocked.
It feels like it's really difficult for you when I'm around. Is that what I'm hearing?
No. I just had to get used to it again. I like settled into my own thing.
The longer I was gone, the worse it was. It was harder for me because I missed you.
No, I know. And you were like, this is my home too.
I know.
We figured it out, but
I still leave the lights on. Every time I leave a light on, I go back in the room, I just cackle to myself.
Just a touch more, a little bit. Just a touch more.
Yeah.
Okay, on to a touch more. Sue, what do you have a touch more time for today?
This week, I have a touch more time to maybe introduce a life hack to some of you. I travel a lot, and as I'm traveling, I'm always seeing extremely long lines, especially in the early hours. If you're on that like 6, 7, 8 a.m. flight, super long lines at basically all the coffee shops. And I just want to say, guys, if that coffee shop, or really any store or any restaurant for that matter, but particularly in this moment, has a mobile app ordering function, use it. You'll skip the line. It comes out like this. There's one, we frequent a lot of airports, but there's one airport in particular where there is a coffee shop right at baggage claim. Occasionally, when you and I are waiting for bags, I'll be like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get us some coffees. I mobile app order it, skip the line. Every time I walk by, it drives me nuts. So that is a life hack for everyone listening. Megan, I know for your touch more, you're going to continue to talk about the things we've already addressed, which is our opinions on ICE, our opinions on what's happening today, and really actionables for people. So Megan, what do you have a touch more time for?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, both of us have been talking about this. Last week, we gave some resources about donating to Minnesota organizations, Safe Haven, Minnesota, Minneapolis Mutual Aid. We talked about Scott Galloway's website, Resist and Unsubscribe. Those are economic ways that you can get involved and, express your anger for what's happening with the immigration. And then we want to just continue to layer in, keep a little birdie in your ear about how you can stay involved. You can speak out. You can contact your local officials. You can bang their door down. You can get that phone ringing off the hook. Don't fall into the trap that your voice doesn't matter. That's what they want you to think, but it does matter. Like Liam Ramos was released and is now home with this family in part due to the public pressure and the organized public pressure that was put on, and many more people remain wrongfully detained who we want to come home. So keep talking about it. Keep contacting your representatives to tell them to close the detention centers and to dismantle ICE and all of that. Another way is just to plug into your community. What we are seeing in Minnesota is not by chance. This is a blueprint that we can all use. They've been a tight-knit community, obviously, for a very long time. They've been organized for a very long time in this resistance. And we can do this everywhere. Like we can use their blueprint and replicate it in other American cities because it's going to keep happening. So find local opportunities to become a legal observer. You can donate to the mutual aid funds in your area. You can meet your neighbors and your community leaders and just stay involved as much as possible. So those are just a couple of more ways that you can stay involved, help your neighbors, and keep you connected to the community and keep showing the power of your voice. And obviously, the more we do it together, the more powerful it is. And that's it for this episode.